I almost went to bed on this one, but I figured I'd do it anyways. Let's talk hip hop. And when I'm saying let's talk hip hop, I'm talking about just life in general and the way things are in the world. So the game and Meek Mill got beef over somebody getting robbed and somebody saying or telling that this person or that person robbed it. Do you see the underlying bullshit in all this? Black on black crime, still. And as I said before, white on white crime exists and everything else. So I'm not being a coon or I'm not saying, oh, what about this? When I say all lives matter, I really mean all lives matter. Black lives, white lives, whatever. But with all the bullshit going on in the world and, black people being up in arms, there's no such thing as black people actually. I mean, it's a name that we've been given, but no one's really, really black. Like I said, my hair is black. I don't know nobody this color, and you don't either. But with all the shit going on in the world, especially with police officers shooting unarmed men, and just so happened, guess what we find out? That another unarmed man has been shot by a white police officer in the midst of all this Meek Mill and the gang beef. Niggas still ain't took a time out yet to stop doing the same shit that they was doing before we start seeing and being aware of all this police brutality. So what does that tell me, and what should that tell you? You can be mad all you want. You can protest, you can scream, you can jump up and down about police officers killing unarmed black men. But you niggas just keep on perpetuating the stereotype. I kind of beatboxed on that one. Perpetuating the stereotype. You just keep on doing it. And you do it, but you want the police to stop killing us. Which is a legitimate argument. Yeah, we want the motherfuckers to stop killing us. But when are we going to stop wanting us to stop killing us? And in the hip-hop community, that's all you preach on these albums. It's murder, murder, kill, kill. And what do you think that does for the community? But let's not even go on that whole rant again, because you already know what I said about that shit before. And what other people say about it. How the music influenced, and you niggas just refuse to stop for $1. And anybody that yells, God, I believe in God, you don't believe in God. You believe in money way more than you believe in God. And on that dollar bill that's there, in God we trust, and I be goddamn if it ain't God you trust when it comes to that money. Because you would throw your God right out the goddamn window to make $1. Every time. But then as soon as you get in trouble, or you in dire straits, who you call upon? You ain't calling up on that money. You calling upon God. So what we gonna do now? So now there's another brother been shot by an armed police officer. And I'm sure rappers gonna come out and talk this and talk that and say this and say that. And the very next song they put out is gonna be about killing and shooting each other. And to all you athletes, etc., who don't understand what Colin Kaepernick is doing, just shut the fuck up. You really need, and I say shut the fuck up, because to me, saying shut the fuck up instead of saying be quiet or don't speak, my mother used to tell us when we were younger, when we were getting on her nerves and she really wanted us to talk, like stop doing what we was doing or saying what we were saying without whooping us, she'd be like, shut the fuck up. And we knew she wasn't playing. So when I'm saying shut the fuck up, I'm not playing. You talking about a goddamn flag? And if you think about it, what has changed since Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and everybody was marching and protesting for our civil rights? How far have we come? Technology has evolved like a motherfucker. That's for sure. But as a people, as a human race, we are digressing. back when Archie Bunker and the people who were too young to realize this, and George Jefferson was on TV and they was using the word nigger and hunky and back and forth, we actually was in a better place than we are now. And now everything is so politically correct and you can't say this, and we are in a way worse place than we are now. Then I ask myself, if Colin Kaepernick not standing for a flag is such a big problem because he disrespecting veterans and all this, what the fuck is Donald Trump doing? And he stay on TV. Ain't nobody say he's running for president supposedly. Which I don't think he's running for president at all. I think he's aiding and abetting Hillary Clinton into her office seat. Because there's no way in the world that somebody was running for anything and wanted to be the leader of anything would speak the way that he speaks, knowing that probably the masses don't agree with it. But whatever. And speaking of voting, what are you going to the polls to vote for? Any election. Because like I said, ever since Martin Luther King died, what has changed? There's the wealthy still are the wealthy, and the poor still don't have shit. So people like to say, well, look, we got black CEOs, black and white people are dating. Black and white people was dating back in slavery. People just didn't know about. How you think we get light-skinned people? They was dating back in slavery too. Duh. So to say that we got black CEOs and black coaches and all, really, that means everything is all right. Because we got a black head football coach, and we got black millionaires who are mostly millionaires for entertaining. Because when you're born, you're not given the free thought to think of being anything else. They tell you can be a great athlete and make all this money, so that's what you put your energy and focus towards. And most of the time, if you focus on something really hard and you really want it, you go out there and get it. And that's what most of our minority melanated people want to do, is be entertainer. How many? We don't need no more rappers. Oh, we don't need no more rappers. Please stop this nonsense. Because what are they rapping about? So I'm not voting this year. I really ain't. And people can say whatever they want to say about me. When people died for you to vote, they didn't die for me to vote for this bullshit. So why would I vote for it? That's just like saying that my mama died for me to have the right to go to a school full of white people. But I'm going to the school and I'm getting my ass whooped every day, but I'm going to stay in the school because my mama died for me to go to the school. Really? So what are you voting for? Nothing has really changed in our lives personally since the civil rights movement. We still fighting for the same thing. Just look back at it. Racism is still alive and well. Police brutality is still alive and well. People are still living in poverty. The wealthy are still wealthy and getting all the fruits and goods of the world, and we're not getting shit. And working class people, because you live in suburbs or you got this, I keep telling you, we are our own salvation. So when you die, what are your kids behind you going to get? They're going to be working just like you was working. But the wealthy people, kids, they continue to be wealthy because it's been ran through the family and they keep the wealth going. That's why people in the government, kids don't go to the Army here in America or the Navy, because they know it's bullshit. So Meek Mill, The Game, Sean Kingston, stop speaking on social ills. Stop speaking on police brutality. Stop acting like you want a change because you don't. You really don't. Because if you did, this wouldn't even be a situation. You all wouldn't be beefing with each other. Y'all wouldn't be robbing each other for each other's jewelry. Really? So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. That this shit ain't gonna change until we change. And I don't see us changing no time soon because we all about money. Throwing money in the strip club. Throw some motherfucking money at some books and some schools. How about that? Throw some money at your community. If you go spend $30,000 in the strip club, you know what they could have did for somebody in the community? But you don't give a fuck about that because you like being petted on your head by your master and feeding you doggy treats and saying, that's a good boy. Stop being a sucker because they licking you motherfuckers clean. Right into the center, to the gummy bottom. So, that's all I'm going to say about this. And I wasn't going to talk on it, but when I seen the young man getting killed by the police officers, it seems like to me it's just a ploy, and they either setting this shit up just to keep this shit going. Now we're going to have something else for the two candidates to debate about. It ain't shit going to change when it's all said and done.